A lot of the time success is about timing. It is the combination of doing the right things at the right time for a long time, you know. Essentially, to put it bluntly, having the discipline to do the same thing over and over, to do the boring stuff, the necessary but boring stuff over and over. Having that discipline, developing that discipline, or some people will call it having a system, some people will call it having a system and not relying on your own thing or whatever that is. And you'll see it all over this platform, all over YouTube. They made these videos about having a system. This is the system. This is what the system requires. You have to do this and this and that. Another person would argue that, that's just their way. That's just their version of having discipline, and that other person will say, no, it's not a thing of discipline. It's a system. It's an actual system that I keep and that I use, that I've used for 45 days. I've used it for 70 days. I've used it for 90 days, and I've been successful with it. I've garnered success with it. I've made profit from this system, from doing this. On the days where I've scheduled it, on the days where it matters most, and it's been helpful for me. And that's what some people will say, But I think one of the most essential things that you need as a human being, you need to do it. You need to do it even when you don't feel like it. That is so, 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 so important. Especially when you don't feel like it. Especially when you don't feel like doing what you need to do at that time. And you're like, I slept at 3 a.m. I only got 3 hours of sleep. I only got 4 hours of sleep. Where will I find the strength? Where will I find the energy? Da 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 da. Ooh, do, 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 do. Well, you should have slept earlier. You should have done something earlier so that you don't have that problem now. Like, it is so imperative. I cannot emphasize this enough. It is so necessary. It is so essential for you to do what you need to do when you don't feel like it. It is so essential for you to do what you need to do when you don't feel like it. Because regardless of the system that you have, if you give in to that feeling of not feeling like it, feeling lazy, feeling tired, feeling like, I'm too bloated, I just don't have it in me. If you give in to that feeling once, it only takes one time, right? Maybe the next week you'll give into it again, and the next week again and again. And you don't want to have that. You want to be as productive as possible every single day so that you reach those goals, so that you can see those goals and be like, yo, I am going to get there soon. And when you look at the progress that you've made, whether it's on your Instagram, on your TikTok, on your YouTube, on your X, your Twitter page, and you see the progress you've made, or whether it's your e-commerce store, your dropshipping store, your stand store, right? So you see the progress that you've made there. Or if it's your body, when you see the progress that you've made on your body when you've been working out for 2 months, 3 months, when you see the progress that you've made on these certain aspects of your life, on these goals, on the vision, on the thing that you've been focusing on for 6 months, right? When you see the progress there, it will encourage you to be like, okay, I need to do more. I need to be more productive. I need to turn it up a notch. I need to go to the next level. What do I need to improve on? What needs more improvement on, right? You analyze it, you analyze it obsessively, and you need to be obsessed, right? You analyze it, you focused on it, you be like, yeah, okay, I need to improve this, and then you improve, right? That's just how it goes. That's how these things work, right? And then you also have to question, like, do you love what you do? Like, do you genuinely love what you do? Every time you wake up in the morning, every time you think about what you do, what you constantly doing, what you constantly put out to the universe, what you constantly put out to the world, do you love it? And if you love it, then when you get those times where you don't feel like it, it will be easier for you to overcome that. It will be way more easier to overcome that when you love it. Something that you do when you love everything. It will be easier to overcome it because you'll be like, okay, I can continue to do this, and then I'll have a holiday, maybe 3 week holiday, and I'll be straight and I'll be cool. Right? It's just gonna be easier to get over that hump, get over that mental hurdle, get over that physical feeling. Right? If you love what you do, you will develop the mindset to keep going. The mindset to keep going will be developed as you continue to resist that feeling of I don't feel like it. That mindset of you wanna keep going, you wanna keep doing it will be developed, right? Also, how do you react to adversity? How do you react to the challenges, right? If you're a YouTuber and you only use your phone to record, to edit, to post, right? You only use your phone, you don't have other equipment. If you get robbed tomorrow, how will you react? Will you say, oh, okay, that's over? Or will you be like, okay, will you ask your brother, will you ask your sister, will you ask your father, will you ask your mother, will you make a deal and be like, look, I want to continue this YouTube thing, can you borrow me your phone? I want to put in my YouTube account and I want to post. May I do that, please? If you allow me to do this, do that, I will do this and this. Right? You make a deal, you find a way to get it done, right? With the people around you, right? You know that, okay, my brother has a decent phone, it could work. I could record it, I could post it, and it could work for me. Same thing with TikTok, right? There's ways to make things work, right? There are ways to make things work when it's not working. If you face that difficulty, you find creative ways to make it work. You find the solution, the temporary solution, right? Because every time you try something good, something difficult shows up, because disruption follows intention. Remember, disruption follows intention. So every time you try to start the business, there will be a big hurdle. Once you start that business, there will be a big hurdle. Oh, I don't have money for ads. Oh, there's not enough in the budget for this or that. So you have to think of a solution. You have to think outside the box. You have to think around it. You need to contact someone or be in touch with someone and organize something for that. You need to think outside the box, right? Analyze the people that have done it and try not to repeat their mistakes. Analyze the people that have achieved success, been to the mountaintop, been to where you want to go, and analyze and see their mistakes, or ask them for advice, ask them for their mistakes. And a lot of the time they'll tell you their mistakes and they'll give you free game, and you have to take it in and you have to apply what they say. Don't just listen and be like, yeah, okay, I'll remember that. No, listen, you jot down what you need to jot down, right? And then you apply what worked for them, and you try your best not to make those mistakes, right? What type of mindset do you currently have now, right? Can it be better? Is it a good mindset? Okay, if it's a good mindset, that's good. Can it be better? Maybe. Right? Are you ready to become the person who has success? In order to have that success, you need to become the person who is who has the success, right? In order to gain that success or have that success, you need to become the person first. So, in your mind, are you ready to become that person? And you need to understand, when you become that person, there's certain things you'll need to sacrifice. There's certain things you'll need to get out of your life, get rid of in your life, right? In order to become that person, right? Are you ready to persevere through the hardship? Are you ready to persevere through the hardship? And these are the questions you need to ask yourself. But you need to be someone that's ready to go and chase after those dreams. Go and do the boring stuff every single day, the necessary boring stuff that will help you achieve your goals, that will help you get over the line. Alright? That is necessary.